What's up guys, Tech and Tyler, and today I'm going to show you this really cool fluorescent table lamp. Now, as you can tell, it's kind of a long fixture here, and that's because this takes two F15T8 bulbs, which I thought was really cool, especially for another reason, which you'll see here in a little bit. But yeah, these types of table lamps are really unique that they take these type of bulbs. Like you see them around a lot. They used to make a bunch of, like, desk lamps and fixtures that would be either F15 to F14 bulbs, which are really unique. This one is unique that the fact it has the dual F15 bulbs in it, which I really like, and we'll get to that in a second here. But as you can tell by the fixture, it's an all brass copper kind of look to it, and as you can tell by all the swirls that are on this top piece here, I restored it to the best of my ability. I wish it didn't have all the swirls in it, but I think it kind of gives it a little bit of a unique characteristic to it. But when I got it, it wasn't in the greatest condition, so I had to really go through this and clean it up, and I had to put a new plug on it because the one that was on it was dry rotted. And it had a clear coating on all this that was chipping up really bad, and it had a bunch of corrosion on it. So I went over the whole fixture and cleaned it up as best as possible, removed the clear coating on it, and to get all of that off of there to make it look a little bit better. And I might come back to this eventually one day and maybe sand it a little bit better and put some clear coat on it to protect it. But I think I like the look of it for now. It's kind of unique. The only weird part about it is the fact that this is a lighter color versus this is a darker color, but I think this is more of a brass all throughout here versus where this is, I think, is just like a steel with like a brass or copper coating finish on it, because as you can tell, it's got some parts that kind of look silverish, so I think it's just a coating on it. But like I said, one day I'll get to eventually restoring this fully, but for right now I like it. Gives it some character and a little bit of some background story to it. But anyway, so this fixture, when I got it, it had on the bottom of it too a little felt pad to protect on the bottom of it, and it had this on it, on the little fabric piece here, the original sticker, which this light was made by the Chicago Transformer Corporation. That's really all of that it says for a brand on it. There's nothing else that really says a brand on it, so this is the only thing I can go off of the name of the company who made it. And as you can tell by the little sticker here, the reason why I think this one's unique is because this actually is a preheat fixture, and it's not a manual preheat. This actually has dual starters on it. It has a starter for each lamp here, which for a little table lamp like this I think is super cool, because you don't see too many table lamps that have starters in them. Usually that would be for ceiling fixtures or for certain particular fixtures for certain applications, but for a table lamp I think that's super cool. So that's the biggest reason why I want to get this, because I love preheat fluorescent. So, and I can show you that here. I already have the little bolt unscrewed here to keep this cover on, but if I take this cover off here, you can actually access everything that's in here, all the components and all. So you have your Leviton starter sockets right here, two of them, and then the tombstones for the bulbs. All of these are Leviton as well, and these aren't the typical ones where you twist the bulb out. No, these ones you actually take them and you have to pop them straight out. They don't have a twist lock feature in them. These actually are the pop in and out ones, which I'm not a huge fan of the pop in and out ones. I have a couple fixtures that it's a struggle to get them out, especially because they're cramped, and I'll be making a video on a fixture that I have eventually that's a fluorescent table lamp that does that, and it's a little bit of a pain to pop them out. And I was going to change these out to the twist ones, but I like to keep these original, so I'm just going to leave it original as I can. But yeah, the whole inside here, you can access everything if you wanted to replace it, anything from the sockets for the bulbs to the starter sockets, and the ballast too. And like I said, this is made for dual fluorescent tubes, so bulb here, and so it's a dual coil ballast to run the both of the bulbs. This unfortunately doesn't have a sticker on it anywhere on either end to tell you the branding of this. I haven't taken this out, so it's possible it might say it underneath of it, but I doubt it, because usually there'd be a sticker right here with the brand, or it'd be stamped into the metal. So I'm not too sure of the branding of it, but I don't want to remove it either, because this is all original old cloth wiring, and I want to keep this as original as possible, and you don't really want to mess with the cloth wire too much because it becomes brittle and it falls apart. But yeah, like I said, I thought this was a really unique lamp because of the fact that it has starters and it's not manual preheat, and so it's the only things in the base here is just the cord coming in to wire for the switch, and then it goes up and over to here. So it's really unique that everything is accessible up in the top here. And if I hit the little on-off switch here, give it a little bit, as you can see, both the bulbs come on. They take a little bit to come on, and that's because of the fact that these starters are quite old. The one starter that originally came with it, I had to change it out for another one to work because it quit working. So this is a pretty old starter, and then this one is a pretty old one too. That one actually came with it. The one that's in it over here is a Sylvania. As you can tell, it's got the old Sylvania logo in the center here. And then this one is a not too sure, a glow light, I believe is what that says. So I'm not really too sure of the brand of it, but that one came out of another old fixture that I'll be making a video on eventually, because I have so many starters for these fixtures that have come with them. But yeah, if I take the shade and I put it back over the top of it here, it's you know, it's not a crazy bright fixture, even though it's, you know, technically 30 watts of light because it's two 15-watt bulbs, but it's just a nice, you know, nice glow from it. But not to mention too, the little sticker I showed, it does say it's a low power factor. So I think the ballast that's in it is maybe a little bit energy efficient. It's not, you know, a high power factor ballast, so it's not pushing the bulbs as much. It might honestly be driving them a little lower, just so that way it's not so bright, which is fine. I like these lamps for accent lighting. I don't really like them to be crazy bright unless I have a, you know, application for them to be brighter. So overall, the way how this is functioning is fine. I'm alright with it being, you know, not super bright, but yeah, it's a nice little accent light to put wherever you would want to have a little bit of extra light at, and it's got a cool look to it, cool little background story of it. I got this probably maybe a year or so ago, and I finally finished it, I'd want to say sometime last year, and it's just been kind of sitting around for the time being because I need to get little feet to put on the bottom of the base here still. And then once I do that, I just need to give it a kind of a wipe down, get all the dust on it off, because it's been sitting for a minute. And then once I do that, it'd be all good to use, and I'll have a spot to put this. But yeah, turn this off, cut it back on. We'll get a little bit of it cutting back on again with the nice preheat. You know, that nice little tinging sound from the starters, and the little blink of it is really nice. I love preheat fixtures. I think they're awesome. It's just a really cool way of running fluorescent lights that you don't see anymore, because preheat got taken out years ago, and eventually they all got changed over to electronic. So I love the fixtures that have magnetic ballast in them with the starters. It's really cool, really unique. And I mean, they last a long time. You just have to make sure you maintenance them, change the bulbs out when they need it, change the starters when they need it, and if the ballast goes bad, change it out if you need to, if you can even find replacements, because they're super hard to find nowadays. But yeah, overall, this is a really unique, fantastic fixture. I love the design of it. It's very, like I said, 50s look, maybe late 40s, early 50s look. I'm not too sure how old it is, but I'm going to say it's probably somewhere in the 40s, 50s range. So yeah, just another piece of old lighting from back then that's super unique. Never seen one like this. That's very hard to kind of find stuff like this. So when I see these, I try to get these. And yeah, just wanted to show this one off and add it to the collection of videos. I'm gonna make a bunch of videos of even more fluorescent lighting, like I have the street light videos. I have tons and tons of street lights and fluorescent lights and all sorts of lamps and fixtures and things I can make videos about. So stay tuned. You'll definitely see more of those. And I want to say thank you. If you want to see more of these things, like and subscribe, comment, and I very much appreciate it. And thank you.